All right, guys. Well, I just couldn't stay away. It didn't feel right leaving the series with that is ceiling hit issue. Leaving you guys with a broken product just didn't feel right. So I went ahead and fixed that. So here's the fix for it. We're gonna have a bunch of concepts here for normal and large and ceiling hit normal and large. And we're going to actually change the size of the colliders themselves and just scale the sprite only. Let's have a size X normal, a size X large. Let's have a size X ceiling normal. And a size X ceiling large. And let's have a sprite scale X normal. And a sprite scale X large. And a sprite scale X ceiling normal. And I worked it out to where this scale lines up almost perfectly, if not perfectly, with the collider itself. So sprite scale X ceiling large. All right. Let's change this is ceiling hit to a public variable. So hit Control D a bunch of times, select all those, and is ceiling hit, because we're going to be using that outside of this script now. And the first place we're going to change is this large function. So in here, if ceiling is hit, we're going to take our sprite 2D scale.x and set it to that sprite scale x ceiling large. And we're going to take our split sprite 2D scale.x and set it to that same thing. And we're going to take our collision shape dot shape dot size dot x and set that to size x ceiling large, and our deflect shape 2D dot shape dot size dot x equal to size x ceiling large. And then else, you can copy all this and just get rid of the ceiling. This will just be normal larges. And we don't need to do this. We don't need to do this for our deflect collision shape, for our split collision shape 2D and for our split deflect shape 2D, because we actually copy and pasted these. So they're sharing this same resource between both of these collision shapes, are sharing this same rectangle resource. So if we change it on one, it's going to change it on both, because this resource right here, this rectangle shape 2D, is actually shared on both of these. So that's nice. So let's come down to, let's actually make a new function here. I'm gonna call this reset ceiling hit. So in here we'll say is ceiling hit equal to false. We'll say if is large. Let's copy all these right here, because it's changing very similar things. So if is large, we're resetting this. We're getting rid of the ceiling in here. And then else, changing these all to normal. So that will reset our ceiling hit. Let's come down to reset paddle. And in here, we can take these lines here. And that is resetting our paddle to normal. So let's go ahead and copy this code here for reset ceiling hit, and on ceiling hit, here we're going to say hold on, this all needs to be indented one. Okay, we'll say if is large, so on ceiling hit, so all of these need to be X ceiling large. We need to add ceiling back in here. Otherwise, we're doing ceiling normal. And I miss a G on the end of all of those. Okay, so on level complete now, we can just simply call reset ceiling hit. That's all we were doing here. Anyways. We have a problem with our check out of bounds, but I'll fix that in a second. So on our large timer timeout, this is another place where we're basically resetting everything. Well, let's see. Let me just grab this stuff right here. So in our large timer timeout, we're checking if the ceiling is hit. So this is the ceiling's not hit. We can change everything back to normal. Otherwise, we'll change everything to ceiling normal. And that should do it. So now we've replaced everywhere where we're using scale. We should do Control S and scale here. We shouldn't find an instance of just scale equals. Actually, scale equals. Oh, here's scale equals. So we want to get rid of this. We don't need that. And no more matches. Okay, so that's switching everything from just changing the scale overall to changing the scale on just the sprite 2Ds, and then actually changing the size of the collision shapes themselves. So here on check out of bounds now, we don't need any of this collision shape extents X stuff anymore. So everywhere it says collision shape extents X, we could say collision shape 2D dot shape dot extents, because that is now grabbing the correct size. And as far as the split gap goes, here we can say split gap size is equal to split gap, and that if there is no if we're not split, then we'll set that to 0. So we can continue using that as normal. And then another thing I noticed here is this is a minus. This should actually be a plus, because we're on the right side of the map and we want to see if our split collision shape 2D's global position.x plus its extents is pushing out past. So I don't know why that wasn't giving us an issue before, but that should be a plus. A plus in there. So that'll fix that. Let's go to our game manager, move magnet ball. And in here, we can get rid of this. We can get rid of the split gap size, because the split gap size is not being doubled anymore because of scale. And instead, we can just say paddle dot split gap again. So to test this out, let's add a way to toggle ceiling hit on and off. So we'll do toggle ceiling hit. And we'll say if paddle.is ceiling hit, then we want to toggle it off. So we'll say paddle.reset ceiling hit. Else we can do events.ceilingHit.emit. And we can come into our debug menu here and duplicate this button, and this will be our ceiling hit button. And we can disconnect from that signal and then reconnect to it with the new name. And in here we can say debug manager dot toggle ceiling hit. So let's go ahead and test this out. And actually, let me turn on visible collision shapes here, so that we can see that our collision shapes are matching up. So when we hit the ceiling, our paddle shrinks and our colliders shrink with it. And when we grow back, it grows back. If we're large, our colliders are matching up perfectly. And if we hit the ceiling, they're still matching up. And even if we split and hit the ceiling or not, everything's matching up there. And we can have the ceiling be hit. That ball shouldn't shift around, but that's okay. I've fixed like 98% of the bugs on this. And we're not going to be hitting the ceilings multiple times, so that would actually never happen in an actual game anyways. Yep, so we can become a split paddle and magnet paddle really quick, and then back, and the ball is sticking where it should. Another issue is we were checking the sides, so we can become large on the sides, become large on this side. We can split on this side, and that's good. And we can split on this side, and that's good. We need to be large and split on this side, and that's good. And large and split on this side, and that's good as well. And we can also become non-ceiling hit, large, split on this side, and we're good. And split on this side, and we're good. So that'll do it. Now I feel like 99% of the bugs that I know about are fixed here, and I feel like we have a good product. I didn't want to leave it in a state where I didn't feel good about it. So there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you on the next one.